My misogynistic coworker treated women like we only existed to serve him something that comes once a month, so I made sure he got exactly what he deserved when his performance review came around. Brad was the worst kind of office sexist. He'd snap his fingers at female coworkers to get coffee, interrupt us in meetings, and make comments about how women were naturally better at administrative tasks. His favorite line was asking women to handle the monthly reports because we were so good with details and organization. What Brad didn't know was that I'd been documenting every sexist comment, every dismissed idea, and every time he took credit for women's work. For 8 months, I kept detailed records with timestamps, witnesses, and screenshots of his emails where he'd assign feminine tasks to female employees while giving men the strategic projects. Brad thought he was untouchable because he brought in decent sales numbers. He'd brag about being old school and how political correctness was ruining business. The breaking point came during a client presentation I'd spent weeks preparing. Brad introduced me as his assistant and took credit for my entire proposal. When the client asked me a direct question about the data analysis, Brad interrupted and said, "Don't worry about the technical stuff. Sarah's great with the scheduling and coordination details." That night, I compiled everything into a comprehensive report showing Brad's pattern of discrimination, credit theft, and hostile work environment creation. But I didn't just send it to HR. I researched our company's biggest client, a progressive tech firm that had publicly committed to supporting women-owned businesses and workplace equality. I discovered that the CEO of this client company was a woman who'd built her career fighting workplace discrimination. Instead of going through internal channels, I sent my documentation directly to her, explaining how our company was allowing an employee to systematically undermine women and create a hostile work environment. The client CEO was furious. She immediately called our CEO and threatened to terminate their $1 million contract unless Brad was removed and the company implemented mandatory diversity training. Our CEO panicked. Losing this client would have meant layoffs and serious financial damage. Brad got called into an emergency meeting the next morning. He walked in expecting praise for landing another sale. Instead, he found our CEO, the head of HR, and a lawyer waiting for him. "Brad, we're terminating your employment effective immediately for creating a hostile work environment and violating company discrimination policies." Brad tried to defend himself, claiming he was being targeted for being a successful male in a politically correct company. That's when our CEO revealed that their biggest client had specifically requested Brad's removal and threatened to audit all of our workplace practices. "Your behavior cost us nearly $1 million in business," the CEO said. "We can't afford employees who create liability and drive away clients." The best part? The client CEO was so impressed with my documentation and professional handling of the situation that she offered me a job at her company with a 40% salary increase. Brad spent 6 months unemployed because word spread in our industry about why he'd been fired. No company wanted to hire someone who'd cost their previous employer a major client. When Brad finally found work, it was at a small firm making half his previous salary, reporting to a female manager who didn't tolerate any nonsense. I sent him a card on his first day at the new job. Inside, I wrote, "Hope you enjoy handling those monthly reports. You're so good with details and organization. Sometimes the best revenge is letting someone's own behavior destroy their career while you watch from your new corner office."